All right, so our first varsity win.
Yep, first one of the season for me.
All right, how hard was that course today?
It was definitely super techy. The hills were challenging, but it really just made you work for it. You know, if you wanted it, you really had to go for it. There was no holding back at any point. It was kind of anybody's course. It was a lot of up, a lot of techy, a lot of fire road, a lot of smooth downs. His course really offered a lot for everyone, so it was awesome.
How excited are you?
I'm so excited. I've been working for this all season. I can't believe I actually did it.
Oh my gosh, that hill at the ending, it's just, you think it was over, but then it kept coming. Like,
I think it was the fire road. The fire road was really hard. And then everything else was pretty easy. I mean, this downhill, that's right here. Everything was really fun after the fire road. That's how it works.
5 seconds, you're 15 off the lead.
I think the uphill was the part that was probably the hardest. The beginning part, because there was like a lot of roots and they were wet, so your tires would just slip on them. And even if you tried to walk your bike, your tires would just slip. So that part was pretty hard at the beginning.
It was really hard. The uphills, I do not recommend the uphills. I was walking for almost 90% of the uphills. The downhills, don't forget to unlock your suspension like I did.
The downhill wasn't too bad, it was just the climbs on the fire road.
Hard. Really hard.
very, very hard. The hills were very dramatic.
That was a really hard course. It was extremely technical, and the descents just hurt your legs so much. It was super long, but the downhill, it was really fun at the end, but my legs really hurt. But it was an awesome course. I had really fun.
Hard. There's that long muddy uphill right before the downhill. That's like the hardest part on the whole course. It's like super muddy and stuff.
Oh, hard. The hills were awful.
But he kicked butt.
Yeah.
Hard. The hills were bad. It was kind of slippery.
It was really technical at some points. The downhills were crazy. But yeah, it was fun. Really fun.
It's pretty hard. I pre-rided it yesterday and it was pretty wet and there were a lot of curvy rock gardens. After that it was fine. There were many fire roads leading up to this awesome downhill.
It was pretty hard. There were some rocks and wet and there were like a lot of uphill fire roads. But at the end it was nice downhill. But overall the course was pretty fun. I liked it.
I didn't race because I crashed in the start, but I did a practice lap and it was pretty tough.
I found it more fun than hard.
It was really hard, especially the fire road and the muddy parts.
Probably the hardest one so far this year. It was just, I don't know, it was longer. It felt longer even though it wasn't really that longer. I don't know.
It had some tough hill climbs. It had but then the downhills, it had some flowy parts, but also technical parts that I think sometimes the technical stuff is fun for me because I just get to ride over it. I like jumping over the rocks and having some fun doing that.
It was pretty hard. It was really technical. There were a ton of bridges that you had to go over that were weird turns, and it was really rooty. It was not worth the downhill. Like, the uphill was not worth it.
There's a lot of rocks and roots, but it was a good course.
It was pretty hard. Like there was a lot of walking, but it was pretty fun. It was very hilly though, but yeah, I enjoyed it. It was hard for me, but like I like uphill, I like climbing. It was more like the downhill for me. That was hard. And like the last single track that was downhill because it was so bumpy.
Probably the first half was pretty hard, like all the downhills and that were hard because I'm not very good at technical riding yet, but the uphills were the easiest part.
For me, the hardest parts was definitely the uphills because you think it's over, but then you go for like another 5 miles of hills because you go up a hill and it's flat for like 2 spaces, but then it's just another uphill. And of course it's like half the uphills were all gravelly and that was not good.
It's a lot of derailleur hangers. No flats today. Yeah, a lot of derailleur hangers bent, a couple broken spokes. I guess there's a couple rock walls that are pretty tough. So tired kids climbing up a hill or not descending as savvy and going down pretty hard. But yeah, hangers, chains, a couple brake levers. So kids are hard on their stuff, really hard.
When I wiped out, I went over the bars kind of, slammed my knee and like blew my front brake, twisted my bars, so.
Aaron, what was the hardest part of the course today?
The technical.
There was I thought the downhills were tricky, but downhills usually are tricky for me. And the uphills were pretty good, weren't that bad.
It's a solid 8 out of 10. Yeah. It was a lot of climbing and then some techie stuff, which is hard when you're tired. And yeah, it's a challenging course.
That was hard. That was the hardest one, I think, for the whole thing. There's a lot of technical, and it's like 75% climbing. There's so much climbing and it's really technical, the rest of it.
I'm glad we didn't do 3 laps. I mean, it was pretty technical. Like, I was doing a lot of running and I was able to pass some kids. I was able to put the hammer down on the uphill though. That kind of helped me because I'm pretty good at the uphills.
Probably the uphill that was where the lemonade stand was, because like up there was a lot of 7th graders coming through at the time. So some of the people were like telling us to move out of the way, but it ended up good pretty much, but that's it, really. Don't have to ride anymore. I hate
A lot
the
of climbing on that
pre-ride.
course.
How hard was that course, dude?
How hard was the course,
How
guy?
gnarly was that?
How gnarly was it from the
You
Narometer?
the Narometer back because we invented the Narometer for you.
Yeah.
You were our
The NAR expert,
Yeah.
the NARologist. So let's see, course analyst. It was pretty slippery, a little bit rocky, a little bit rooty, but mostly rooty. So honestly, in my professional NAR expertise, I would give this course probably a 7.5 or an 8.
Out of NEHSCA courses or all courses?
Out of all courses.
Okay.
Just because of the amount of roots and how much mud there was
Does
surrounding
that
those
put
roots.
that at like an 11 as far as NEHSCA courses?
Honestly, I would put this at an 11 for NEHSCA course. Yeah, this was a tough one, but not a good downhill. Snapped my chainstay, but had some tent stakes and some zip ties and duct tape, called it a day.
Hey, thanks to dirt wire duct tape, right?
Thanks to dirt wire duct tape.